Dear students, I am Dr. Kumar, Assistant Professor, Department of Zoology, Government First Grade College, Shira, Tumkur District. The topic of today's lecture is the study of flea-borne diseases. In that, you need to study the plague. So this comes under paper 4, that is insect vectors and diseases, BSc 4th semester Zoology, Tumkur University. Plague. In the olden days, where the epidemic of the plague occurs, you can see the mask which was used earlier. The mask during the epidemic of the plague. So this was during 1897, when those days the plague was epidemic and outbreak occurs. People are suffered a lot, and we have lost many of them because the medical science was not improved by that time. Medical technology and diagnosis was not possible, and many of the individual and people who died due to the plague. So that was during 18th century, that is 1897. It is the bubonic plague. Basically, the plague is an infectious disease that is caused by the bacteria Yersinia pestis. Yersinia pestis is the bacteria, and this bacteria is responsible for causing the plague. Depending on the lung infection or sanitary conditions, plague can be spreaded in the air or by direct contact or by uncooked food, by eating the uncooked raw food. So the Yersinia pestis is the bacteria. So the bacterial infection usually that causes due to the spread in the air or direct contact between the infected person to the other healthy individual, or if the bacteria is present on the vegetables or uncooked food which contains Yersinia bacteria, directly it enters into the body. The symptoms of plague depends on the concentrated areas of infection in each person. The plague, that to the bubonic plague, it damages the lymph nodes. Septicemic plague acts on the blood vessels, and pneumonic plague, it damages the lungs. So this is the bacteria. This is the structure of a bacteria, where you can see a chromosomal DNA can be seen inside the body, and there are various other particles which are present in the body of the Yersinia pestis. The first and foremost, it covers a slime envelope. Next to that, a cell wall, cell membrane is present, and there are various different kinds of the oval shaped bodies are present. They are what is called as the plasmids. Okay, chromosomal DNA, cytoplasm, and the cell organelle, the ribosomes. All these structures are very much present inside the bacteria. Plague is often synonymous with the bubonic plague. The similarity between the plague and the bubonic plague. But this describes just one of its manifestations. The other names have been used to describe the black as the black plague and the black death. So the alternate names for the plague is the black plague or the black death. The etymology of the word plague is believed to come from the Latin word that is blow. That means the wound, and plangere means to strike or strike down. So in German, the meaning is the infestation. The oriental rat flea, so that is the rat flea Xenopsula chiefis, it is engaged with the blood transfer, it is present in the blood after a blood meal. This species of flea is the primary vector for the transmission of Yersinia pestis, the organism responsible for bubonic plague in most plague epidemics is the Asia, Africa and South America. A child bitten by this rat flea Xenopsula chiefis infected with Yersinia pestis bacterium. This Yersinia pestis, a member of the Enterobacteriaceae family, has caused the bite to become ulcerated. And the place where the flea bites, so that area becomes wound and it causes the ulcer. And ultimately the bacteria enters into the bloodstream. Both male and female fleas feed on the blood and can transmit the infection from one person to the another person. How the transmission occurs? Yersinia pestis to an infected individual is possible by any of the following methods: by droplet contact, that is through coughing or sneezing, or the another person, sneezing of another person. While coughing and sneezing, a small droplet, they will travel up to about several meters. Direct physical contact, that is the touching of the infected person. Indirect contact, usually by touching the soil contamination or contaminated surface where the Yersinia bacteria are present. The airborne transmission, where the infected person is present in that particular area, so in the air also the bacteriums are present, as the microorganism can remain in the air for a long period. Fecal oral transmission. So in the olden days, the sanitation measures are very poor. Okay, so usually they contaminated the food and water. Through contaminated food and water, or the fecal matter. Through the fecal matter, the bacteria enters into the soil. From the soil, it enters into the nearby water. So contaminated water, or the water contains the bacteria, what is called as the contaminated water. Through the contaminated water, this bacteria enters into the body. So this is also regarded as vector-borne transmission. So because it carries the insects or the other animals. The flea, that is oriental rat flea, otherwise the scientific name is Xenopsula chiefis. It is responsible for carrying the disease-causing agent, that is Yersinia pestis, and causes the disease to occur in the susceptible healthy individuals. As far as the diagnosis is concerned, check for the presence of bacteria in the body. Usually for this, the doctors will do the blood test. The blood test can reveal the septicemic plague. The septicemic plague for bubonic plague, and the fluid in the swollen lymph nodes. So usually primarily the lymph nodes are being affected. The swollen limbs can be noticed inside the body. Lymph nodes are swollen. To check for the pneumonic plague, fluid will be extracted by the tube that is inserted through the nose and mouth to the lungs through the throat. So by examining the fluid which is present in the lungs, one can decide whether the lungs are infected, what is called as pneumonic plague. Different types of the plagues can be noticed, that is based on the area of infection. The pharyngeal plague, where the pharynx is affected. Pneumonic plague, that is the lungs. Bubonic, that is spleen. Septicemic, the ulcer is caused. And meningeal plague. So the meninges, different kinds of the meninges which are present in the body, they are affected. The pharyngeal plague, this is an uncommon form of plague that resembles the tonsillitis found in cases of the close contact of patients with other forms of the plague. So when the person comes in contact with the infected person, so the Yersinia bacteria enters into the body through the oral channel. Okay, so where it causes tonsillitis, and that is regarded as pharyngeal plague. Meningeal plague, so this is a form of plague that occurs when bacteria crosses the blood-brain. That is, the bacteria crosses the blood, the brain barrier, leading to the infectious meningitis. That is, the cerebrospinal fluid and the brain is affected, what is called as meningeal plague. Bubonic plague, the most common form of plague is bubonic plague. It's usually contracted when the infected rodent or the flea bites. Okay, so this bubonic plague is caused when the infected rodent, that is the rat or squirrel or mice, etc. The infected rodents are usually affected by this the flea bites. The bubonic plague infects the lymphatic system. The lymph nodes are usually affected. So at the same time, it also acts on the immune system, causing inflammation, that is swelling. The swelling can be seen in the different parts. If it is untreated, it can move into the blood and causes septicemic plague, or to the lungs, causing the pneumonic plague. So the bubonic plague, basically when the infection occurs by the fleas which bites to the rodents, the infected rodents. Okay, usually contracted when the infested rodents or the flea bites. So that leads to the immune system and the lymphatic systems are greatly affected. Septicemic plague, when the bacteria enters into the bloodstream, they directly multiply. So multiply there, it's known as septicemic plague. Once the bacteria enters into the bloodstream, in the bloodstream they multiply into several numbers, what is called as septicemic plague. When they are left untreated, both the bubonic and the pneumonic plague can lead to septicemic plague. Pneumonic plague, when the bacteria spread to the lungs, you have pneumonic plague, the most lethal form of the disease. So it affects the lungs, and the breathing the problem occurs, and the oxygen supply to the different parts of the body minimizes. When someone with pneumonic plague coughs, the bacteria from their lungs are expelled into the air. The other people who breathe that air can also develop this highly contagious form of a plague, which can lead to an epidemic. Once the Yersinia bacteria enters into the surrounding environment, the people who are present in that particular environment are greatly affected. The pneumonic plague is the only form of the plague so that can be transmitted from one person to the another person. So this is the slide which shows the flea. The flea is responsible for transmitting the disease causing agent or the pathogen disease causing agent or the pathogen. So these are the pathogens. So they usually enters into the body of the flea. When the flea bites to the rat, okay, the Yersinia bacteria enters into the flea body, and from the flea body, when these flies which bites to the human beings, susceptible human beings, healthy human beings, naturally the Yersinia pestis enters into the body of the host and causes the several types of plagues. The bubonic plague generally appears within 2 or 6 days of infection. That involves the symptoms includes the fever and chills, headache, muscle pain, general weakness, and seizures, discomfortness. The experience of pain, swollen lymph nodes inside the body called buboes. Buboes here refers to the symptom of the bubonic plague, where the swelling of the lymph node occurs inside the body, and to some extent the immune system is also affected. So these typically appear in the base of the lower limb. So that is between the abdomen and the lower limb. That is the base of the lower limb, armpits, at the base of the arms, neck, or at the site of the insect bite. At the site of the insect bite, we can experience the pain and all these things. Okay. The buboes, that is the symptom of bubonic plague, are giving rise to the bubonic plague, where the lymph nodes are greatly enlarged in size. Swelling can be seen. The infection is always caused by the inflammation. Pneumonic plague symptoms. Pneumonic plague symptoms may appear as quickly as 1 day after exposure to the bacteria. So the symptoms includes the pneumonic plague symptoms includes the trouble in breathing, breathlessness occurs, chest pain, cough, fever, headache, overall weakness, and bloody sputum. So that means blood in the sputum appears. The saliva and mucus or the pus from the lungs appears. So these are the symptoms of the pneumonic plague. As for the septicemia, as I told you, usually when the infection occurs within 2 to 7 days after the exposure, but septicemic plague can lead to death before the symptoms appear. This is the greatest disadvantage. So the people will die before knowing the symptoms of the plague. Okay, so this involves the abdominal pain, diarrhea, nausea and vomiting, fever and chills, extreme weakness, bleeding. Blood may not be able to clot, shock, and skin turning into the black, that is the gangrene occurs. As far as the transmission of the plague is concerned, people usually get plague through the bite of the fleas, that is the rat flea, that and the various different kinds of fleas that have previously fed and infected animals like mice, rat, rabbit, squirrel, and dogs. It can also be spread through the direct contact with an infected person or the animal, or by eating an infected animal. Plague can also spread through the scratches or the bites of the infected domestic cats. The spread can be, the transmission can occur from one person to another person, or through the air also, or by infected fleas. When they bite to the other healthy human beings, usually the infection is caused. As far as the treatment measure is concerned, plague is highly responsive to antibiotic therapy. The antibiotics often used are streptomycin, chloramphenicol, and tetracycline. Amongst the newer generation of antibiotics, that is gentamicin, doxycycline, have proven the effective monotherapeutic treatment of plague. Treatment usually involves strong and effective antibiotics that can be given both intravenous fluids and the oxygen sometimes can be given to the patients, and sometimes as a breathing support. The ventilators can also be given, especially during pneumonic plague. As far as the prevention is concerned, keeping the rodents population under control. So this is very important. So rodents acts as a reservoir for this Yersinia pestis, the disease causing agent. So one has to control the rodents which are present in and around the human habitations. Keep the home free from stakes of cultured firewood or the piles of rock that could attract the rodents. Whatever the substances which are present, usually we keep in the houses, so that will be minimized in order to attract the rodents like rats, squirrels, etc. Protect the pets from fleas using the flea control products. Okay, so there are so many domestic animals like the dogs and cats, or the domestic animals. Usually people will rear in the houses. Okay, so one has to take in care that the fleas as not to be attacked. For this regular, the cleaning of these pet animals can be done in a regular basis. Use insect repellent products and natural insect repellents like citronella. So dear students, this is all about the flea-borne diseases, in that the plague, different kinds of plagues, the diagnosis, symptoms, treatment measures, and also the prevention. Okay, so these are the reference materials along with a link. And dear students, this is the time of COVID-19, the pandemic. The second wave is being operating now. Take precautions, wash your hands frequently using soap and sanitizers. Use face covering or mask. Maintain social distancing at least 2 meters between the individuals. Stay home, stay safe, save lives. Thank you.